G'day and welcome to Bums on the Bench. My name is Jacko. With me are two guests. One of them's Andy, one of them's Josh.
Oh, so you didn't think of an intro?
No, I was really hoping you're going to be like, two of them are guests, but I'm not going to tell you who they are.
No, just random guests. Well, these are expected guests. They're the usuals. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here, so it's pretty good.
I made it. Traffic was bad.
Yes.
Dude, yeah, you should have seen Andy trying to get here. Oh, my God.
Well, I don't have a car.
Yeah. I don't know how you managed to get all the way here. I'm real happy with you, though.
Did your car break again?
I told you this last night.
I'm doing it for the content, bro.
He hasn't told me.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, I'm just left
I
out
don't
of the
want to
basket.
say what I did, but I'll tell you.
Oh.
I forgot to put coolant in my car.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah, it's bone dry in there at the moment.
Yeah.
And hot.
It's quite hot.
Hey,
I had
you
to
know
nurse at home from Fig Tree.
You know what, man? I did that once, and I got stuck up in Campbelltown with my car smoking, and it was a Toyota Camry, and they told me that shit would never run again. Let me tell you, I was driving it next week.
Yeah,
You'll be
Toyota
fine,
Camry.
lad.
Yeah, it's Camry.
Toyota
It's a
Camry.
Como. It's an old Como. It's not
It is a Como. It's not an old. I mean, it is an old Como.
It's
now.
old now. It's got
comparative, yeah.
I mean, I remember when it came out.
Yeah, but you're the oldest one here. So, boys.
By like 2 years.
Yes. You know what I mean.
You should remember when that fucking car came out.
Shouldn't I remember when that car came out?
Maybe just.
Maybe.
It was like 02?
03.
03. I was close. That's pretty good.
I feel like I had sentience by 03.
Yeah, but were you paying attention to car makes and model it?
Hey, man.
Yeah, because I remember my friend's mum had this really cool like sparkly purple Como. And I was like, oh, actually. And then her husband had the same color, but in a Falcon.
Ugh.
And that's how I never forgot.
That
either
is
of them.
absolute bogan couple goals right fucking there, having matching opposite supercars. I was, in year 3. So I was trying to get my pen license, Andy, not looking at fucking cars.
Was year 3?
We're going back now. Anyway, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Could I just make it? I never got my pen license.
You've been riding with pen illegally,
Yes.
and you've just announced that. I'm calling the cops.
I'm sure they'll come arrest me for something that was
Hello?
years ago.
Pen police? Yes, I found him. I know you're listening as
And
we
he
speak.
is exactly what you think he looks like too.
Yeah. Bum and all.
He looks at... Look, I have made trivia for you gentlemen. So I'm very, very organised. And by that I mean I've used AI to make trivia right now.
Yep.
It's about flags. So I have 10 questions.
Yep.
Not a single one is guess what flag this is, because that's horrible for an audio-only thing. So I have 10 questions.
Okay.
Now, some of them are hard.
I'm going to get none of these.
I don't think I'm going to get a single one.
Like, after my statements last week, watch me get 0 now, and I just will never talk about myself again.
It's not easy. So, question 1's easy. What is the name of the United Kingdom's flag?
Union Jack.
Yeah, so that's a point each, gentlemen.
We got one.
Let's go.
How many stars are on the US flag?
52.
51?
50. Just 50 stars.
50?
They're always
Costa
arguing.
Rica was meant to be the 50th.
They're always
state.
arguing about who gets the 51st one. I think Australia should get the 51st star.
Ew.
We're close.
Closer
We're
than Hawaii.
Yeah, and Haiti. Okay. So 1 point each, or level on 1. What are the 3 colours on the flag of France? Now, hold on.
Red, white, and blue.
Blue, white, and red.
2 points, 1 point. If you'd let me finish, I was going to say in order for extra points. You're right. It is red, white, and blue, but they are in blue, white, and red.
I just did it backwards.
You did the Russian one.
Well, actually, it's left to
Oh,
right.
yeah, whatever.
Not up to Downey. Not uppy Downey.
There's plenty of questions about red, white, and blue in this.
Oh, great.
Sydney Roosters.
Keep that in the front of your head. It is an answer coming up. Sort of. What type of leaf is on the Canadian...
Maple leaf.
I'm pretty sure that was the most deadest heat
Yep.
ever.
That's that in sync. Yes. 3-2. Josh's way.
I already feel so much better than what I thought I was going to get. But these questions are not hard.
They're not.
What are the 3 colours on the flag of Germany?
Black,
Black.
red, and yellow. You didn't say in order, so I get
Yellow.
a point.
You're both correct, and they were both in order, so it's just a point each.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Technically, they call it gold, but it's fucking yellow.
It's fucking yellow.
It's yellow. So points are there. Here's where it gets really, really hard.
Okay, it's cool. It's like
Awesome.
from 0 to 100. Sweet.
I lied. This one's also super easy. What color is the circle on the Japanese
Red.
flag?
Red.
Yeah, red. Okay, so points. Now it gets difficult.
I'm waiting.
I was just there. I've seen that flag
I
for
know.
2 weeks.
I didn't write this. This is you can get angry at Bing AI.
Oh, God.
Why would you use fucking Bing?
Why- Wonder
it's
the
what-
questions are basic.
automatically opened when I.
Why are you searching using your address bar and why is it still configured to Microsoft Bing?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. I've had.
Why aren't you using Google Chrome?
Well, I did a. It's a whole thing. I did a massive migration, everything across to Edge.
Why?
I got fucking bored working at home. I was just like, that's it.
They still use the Chromium engine anyway.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
really not much of a difference other than just that
And-
Bing is the default.
Here's what the benefits are. Not really anything. Here's what the negative is.
Not
Outlook
much.
calendar is the bane of my fucking existence.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that if my Outlook, I'm so angry about this. This was all my afternoon. My Outlook calendar on my laptop cannot sync to the Outlook calendar on my desktop,
That's kind of funny.
even though they're the same. So this is my genius solution: is I now have subscribed every Outlook calendar I have, phone, computer, desktop, to my Google Calendar, which will sync across all of them. So all my calendaring is done on Google, which then populates on. It's the whole thing. Question 6,
Fantastic.
7.
Are we up to question 7?
Yes, now it's hard. What is the name of the flag of Italy?
It has a name?
Yes. It turns out all flags have a name.
Is it the Italian flag?
It's not. It's not.
Can you give us any form of hint?
Yes.
It's
it's
in
a-
Italy.
It's
It
in
is.
Italian.
It is. Okay, so 1, it's the answer for more than one question.
Oh,
Fuck's
off.
sake.
And 2, Andy has already said the answer
It's
earlier.
not the Roosters.
The Sydney Roosters.
The Union Jack?
Think close. What else are
Blue,
they
red,
called?
and white. The Chooks, the Roosters, the Cocks.
What else is the Chooks called? There's another name they get called
Cock?
by old people.
East.
Not quite. Think.
Eastern suburb.
It also has to do with colours. It's a flag.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The tricolours.
Ah.
Oh.
That was actually kind of easy if I thought about it.
Okay, so next
Nah,
question.
Never would have got that.
What's the name of the flag of Mexico?
Is it? I'm not
The
saying it.
tricolours?
Yes.
Jack, please never use AI
Ever again.
for another.
this,
This sucks.
I'm doing my best. What is the name of the flag of Spain?
The bicolors.
It's a Spanish word, funnily enough.
Fernando Alonso.
Not quite. It is Rojigualada.
How the fuck are we meant to know that? We barely know English.
Bro, I want to cut this.
So, no, it's staying in this. Fantastic.
Aren't we meant to talk about sport?
Yes, this sucks.
We promised we'd do flag trivia, and I completely forgot. And fucking Bill Gates' AI is helping as hard as it can. If anyone speaks Spanish, can you confirm if Roy, the word I just said, is Spanish for tricolour? Because that would be fucking hilarious.
There's only 2 colors on the Spanish flag.
There is only 2 colours.
I'm aware of that. It would just be really funny if that's what it was also called. What is the name? This is the
fucking
last
hell.
one. What is the name? No one's going to get this one.
Can we go to sports now?
Yeah, we can. What's the name of the flag of Brazil? Bandeira do Brazil,
What?
which I think is Portuguese for flag of Brazil.
Look, the only thing I know about the Brazilian flag is it's got the word "all day" on it.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's a part of a phrase
Yeah.
which I think
it's prosperity and order.
yeah, something like that. But it's all day. I just remember that because Lewis had it on his helmet one day.
Well, it's such a weird way to remember it, but we'll take it.
It was just very prominent.
So we'll call that a moot round. Turns out flags, not that interesting.
No,
Not if you ask us what the names of them are, yeah.
Yeah, not if my next search will be, can I have the 10 questions that aren't all just name the flags, please? See if it gives me any more.
Well, since we're international, let's start on cricket. And I guess
the
soccer.
rain. The rain.
The rain.
So as someone who doesn't watch Test cricket.
We won the Ashes.
Right, because of the weather, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It pissed down rain and saved our ass because we didn't deserve to win that match.
So this was match 3?
Match 4.
Match 4.
It's now 2-1.
It's 2-1.
We've
and
retained it.
a draw means we retain it. So even
Excellent.
if England win the next test, we win the Ashes.
However, we have not won on English soil for the Ashes in quite a bit. So at least 10 plus years. I want to... Actually, maybe not even that long. What was it, like 20...
I just remember the last series that we won it in Australia. Then we went there, drew it, won it in Australia, and now... So I think it's like the 4th in a row, and they happen every 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
16
probably like
years.
8. So probably like 8 years because it's one there, and then next year's the home Ashes for us. So they play one each year, and it's 4 years apart. So England gets it 4 years apart, and then Australia has it the next year, and 4 years later they play it at home again.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just looking at...
So I'd say it's about 8 years.
But we've got it.
Yeah, we
win
got
the
that.
Ashes.
We got that little urn thing that everyone seems to think is the greatest thing in cricket.
Well,
It
isn't the
is.
myth
It
that
is.
it's the...
No, it's not a myth. They burnt the bales after the first game and said it was. I think it was England did it and said here lies the spirit of cricket or something to do with Australian cricket.
Right.
It's actually so much longer than we thought.
How long? When was the last time we won over there?
Well, if I tell you that gives it away, Andy.
Is it the 90s?
No.
80s?
I'm going to say 70s.
No, well, you guys are making
So
it sound-
2000s.
Yeah.
05?
No, 01.
Oh shit! So Steve Waugh was still captain.
It's been 22 years since we've outright won the Ashes in the UK. So if we did it this season, that guy, I'm going to give it to him.
Well, we're at the Oval last, and it looks pretty green. So
It's gonna
don't
be
need
soft.
don't need a spinner.
No, just a hard ball straight out, knock it downfield, watch it starts going along while we're smacking it along, and next thing you know, we'll be out for 500.
It's the
Well, you'd hope so.
It's the only part that I've never been able to wrap my head around cricket is where it is a genuinely weather-dependent sport.
It is.
Yeah.
100%. Like, the ball, the pitch, the actual grass, all of that matters if that's wet.
It doesn't even need to be wet. If it is overcast and you're using an English cricket ball, it will swing like a motherfucker for some reason.
There's also that there too. Right? And I know this is cricket heresy, just put a fucking roof on the stadium. Like, we do that for footy, which can be played in any weather.
You know, tell the Brits that.
Right. I'll tell British people fucking anything.
We've
First of
actually
We
played.
do that.
We've played cricket in a stadium with a roof
Like Melbourne.
down in Marvel. Yeah, Marvel Stadium
Right,
has
that's-
a roof.
one stadium.
Yeah.
Out of everything that ends with CG on the planet.
Yeah, but to be fair to Perth, it doesn't rain there.
Perth gets an exception, but for England, which is
Yeah, but they don't.
always raining.
They don't have the ability to put a roof on any of those ovals. They're just a paddock. So to put a roof on them, you're gonna have to spend more money on infrastructure that they're not willing to put in.
When you could just have a nice sunny day.
Right. So that's what we're essentially saying is
What they
cricket is
need
the
to
leading advocate for global warming. Because
No,
they're
what
like,
we
a couple more degrees, boys. Roofs are just superfluous to our society.
Why don't you just pick England up and move it into the middle of the Pacific Ocean? There's room there.
You know, I did see a thread today that was talking about why is there just like nothing right in the middle of the Atlantic? Why don't you just put England down there? Just start pushing them down. Put them
Get a boat.
between
Yep.
the US and I want to say Spain and Portugal.
Well, they're not part of Europe anymore, or
Yeah,
the EU. So
just
let's-
let them sit
Yeah,
in the
just
middle.
keep them. It's like Tasmania. Just let it float away.
I think they'll do fine over there.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
They
So,
had a bit of a history there in the 1800s. Don't know if you've checked.
No, I haven't.
They've been once before.
No
That's the
way.
thing about England. They've been everywhere at least fucking once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spicy.
Welcome to our new history show.
Yeah, we're talking about flags, talking about
Flags,
geography, talking about
global warming and
history.
cricket.
Oh my god, yeah, so once again, we've deviated. Now we're no longer a sportscast once again.
I think we all just have to admit that Andy's the only person who likes sport. Josh and I just really like talking.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a fantastic medium for discussion. Poor Andy's like, why don't you talk about sports? It's like, Josh and I haven't seen each other a week. We both have ADHD.
How
Mate,
about being in the ocean?
So our first shirt definitely has to have "Should we talk about sport" on the back.
Yeah,
Should we talk
yeah.
about sport? But
Speaking of sports,
yeah,
Sport ball.
Actually, yeah, once we do that, we also have a record to cover.
A record?
A record. Australia has, well, a very certain individual has made record history, and we got to acknowledge that, and that's fucking sick.
Was it Sam Kerr?
It was Kaylee McKeown.
I don't know who that is.
She's a swimmer. She was.
That's why I don't know who it is. It's an activity.
However, I'll give it to her in this. She's the first swimmer to win successive 100-meter backstroke golds at the 4 biggest events in swimming.
Okay, that's actually very fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Like, that's fucking sick. That's hats off to her, man. Like,
Credit. Look, I understand Andy's thing of being like, sport is an activity. I get that. I will make one defense of swimming.
What?
Have you ever seen a swimmer that isn't fucking yoked up? Like, golf's an activity.
Golf is an activity.
You can be fat and do that. In fact, it almost makes you better at it.
In fact, you know what? I have video evidence of that not being true.
no, but what's his name? What's that dude? Fucking wears the loud pants.
Yeah, the one who
Smokes,
smokes. And,
fat.
yeah.
Daly?
Yes, something like that.
Daly?
John Daly or John Daly?
John Daly. Like, I mean, I used to play him. Like, remember playing him in Tiger Woods PGA Tour 04.
I
Man's
have.
been around.
Here is such a niche fact. I have a fact about the original EA Tiger Woods video games and what they turned that engine into,
That is the EA engine, and
which was used for the Lord of the Rings movie games.
Yep.
Yep. Of course you fucking know. You just absorb knowledge.
I played the Two Towers. It was a fucking sick game.
But it is a golf game because you
Yes.
start at one end of the course and all you have to do is get to the other. It's the same engine. They just covered everything brown.
There you go, Jack. Why don't you do?
There's a fat man who can't play golf.
And
yep.
also,
There it is.
if that video game engine can be used for Lord of the Rings and golf, why can't I fight the spectators in the golf game?
You know who that is, right?
Yeah,
Nah.
that's Trump. Someone that plays golf all the time.
He's not very good.
Definitely just sliced that. Hey?
Shank that right in the bunker.
There you go, Jack. Here's your next quiz for next week. Sports video games.
Oh, done. Done. I've played like 2 of them.
I've played quite a lot in my
I've
time, actually.
Played a lot.
This
Yes.
would be good.
Well, half the time when we show up to Andy's, he's midway through either an NFL or NBA game.
Actually, it's mainly just season manager mode.
That's what I mean. Like, and then he also has the F1 manager game, which Andy and I both bought at the same time.
And I'm in year 3.
And I looked at the spreadsheet that opened up on wind tunnel data, and I went, "This was $60 down the fucking drain," and I've never played it again. There's no way in hell I'm looking at that. But yes,
You know there's a website that you can use that helps you refine your setups on F1 Manager?
I'm sure there is.
It makes it quite easy.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing it.
There's
Great
my
to know, man.
autism.
Well, because it was also me. My assumption was like, well, I'm shit at driving the car in the game, so maybe I'm better at telling them what to do. No, I'm just not good at sports like that.
No, you're not.
I'm horrible. But yes, we can do sporting game trivia. So we've had the swimmer smash 4.
Yep.
Win
She's
gold.
held the 4 titles. So that's World Long and Short Course Championships, Olympic Games, and the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
That's
impressive.
like she's the undisputed best. Like, you're like, I wonder who. It's fucking her.
The Floyd Mayweather of swimming.
Couldn't you just say she's like the Michael Phelps?
No, Michael Phelps is the Michael Phelps of swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
but she's the next Michael Phelps.
And he also used that suit that he cheated in heaps too.
You
In
could always
what?
pick Libby Trickett then. Is it Libby Trickett?
Yes,
I don't fucking
there
know.
is a yes, because my mum's really into swimming.
No wonder she's so boring.
Yeah, not the activity. She just watches it. Like she'll watch the TV. Like they put on like. Here's the thing, right? Athletics is on TV. You can watch like world athletics tournaments. My mum will just watch motherfuckers swim.
Why? It's
I
not
don't know.
entertaining.
Yes, there's the Hackett. There's
That's Grant Hackett,
Yeah,
isn't
and
it?
Hackett,
Libby
Libby Trickett,
Thorpe.
Stephanie Rice.
Yes. See, once the Olympics are back on, that memory awakens and I know all of them again. But it's not Olympics year. That's next year. So I have no fucking clue.
It is next year.
You guys are going to be suffering through Jack in Olympics phase next year.
You know I'm an avid Olympics lover, right? I hate swimming, but I love track and field, man.
Anything.
You
The
know
only thing that's good is skate shooting because at least you hear an explosion.
Although, in saying that, I do like the Winter Olympics. Oh man, that's
That's way better, but
Jam.
still fucking activities.
Yeah, you want to go down a giant slalom and tell me that again?
Yes.
Do it.
Oh man, dude, we got
Snowboarding's an activity.
Snowboarding's fucking cool.
What about cross-country skiing with
It's
shooting?
an activity
with the gun?
with a gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, biathlon.
literally
That's
a
really
thing.
stupid.
It's a whole event. Literally, you just have to
How do you make snowboarding deadly? Let's put a gun on them.
Well, here's the crazy thing too: is it's not even downhill. So you're skiing through a fucking forest. They did it in Top Gear where he was driving around with an MP5 in a Mercedes.
Yeah,
But-
that was funny.
Yeah, you literally ski on flat all day, and every now and then you take a break to shoot something.
That doesn't sound entertaining at all.
So
That sounds boring as shit.
what do you define as a sport instead of an activity, Andy?
I have a definition for this. So I can
I
give it
don't
my
care,
own.
Jack. I asked Andy because
Team sport, that's
you have a proper
entertaining.
one.
Or blood sport. That's a sport.
Snowboard
not
is
to-
definitely a
yeah,
blood sport.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's not
It's an
defined
activity.
well enough.
That's not.
It's not defined well enough because my definition is an activity in a sport is separated by simply is there an element of danger that is identifiable within this? So contact sport, yes, there is dangerous. You're running into someone at full speed. Golf, no real danger. That's why I've always
If you get
said.
hit in the head with a golf ball.
But it's not a guaranteed element.
It's
So you
that-
know what I
the
mean?
only
It's
way
not
that's
a core
gonna-
component, which is why I've always said that there should be one predatory animal on each hole of the golf course because then it becomes a sport.
Or just have Donald Trump on the hole before.
There's always gators.
There's gators and stuff, but I want to see like Snake One instead of the sand trap, it's the boa constrictor trap. And like, are you going to hit it from off the boa constrictor or you lose that hole? Hole 18 is mountain lion mama, where the cubs are on there and you don't know where the mountain lion is. It has to be an objective, measurable amount of danger added. Swimming can be an activity or a sport depending on how you look at it. Backstroke, where you can't see what you're going, definitely a sport. Breaststroke, activity. Element of danger added. I think about this all the time.
What about butterfly?
Butterfly? Oh, it's just embarrassing, I think. But I digress. No, butterfly activity, not enough danger. You just look silly.
But what if you're on the edge? Like your arms could hit the wall.
It's
that
true.
could
You know
hurt,
what? If you're
break
in
your
lane,
wrist.
if you're in lane 1 or 6,
But aren't you the shit swimmer if you're in lane
exactly,
1 or
and that's
6?
why it's dangerous because not only are you bad at it, you're also right next to the concrete. Track and field again. If that not activity. Here's the thing: if that was a real revolver, sport.
What about hurdles?
Hurdles, sport.
Yeah.
I've never.
Long jump?
Here's how you fix
High jump?
running in track and field. It's very easy. There's a mountain lion behind them.
Why do you think humans are faster than a mountain lion?
They're not.
They're not. That's
They're
the
not.
point.
But here's the thing:
You're just gonna be faster.
it's
than
only
the
one.
slowest.
It's only
You
one
just
mountain lion. It's only one mountain lion and 8 runners. So
You just don't come last.
Yeah.
I'm in both your races.
Oh, 100% you're making it. You're heaps quicker than me, bro. And see, if we were all in a race, you'd win by speed.
No, I'd win by cheating.
No, because you're quicker than us. I'd win by simply the fact that I know I can't fight a mountain lion. I don't think he knows he can't take on a mountain lion hand to hand.
Listen, man, all I'm saying is you only got to tie the shoelaces of one person, and then you don't need to worry about the race.
Oh, it's 100%. It's every time I go snorkeling or scuba diving, I'm staying close by to someone. Not because I'm scared, but if something comes and scares me, I just have to pull their face mask off and then I'm home. That's it. So all I have to do is reach out. Whatever in imminent danger, which is suddenly turn this swim into a sport, I get to go home safe. Fencing, absolute sport.
But then
no,
they're not
They
sharp.
got the tip on the end.
Oh, it's true.
It's an activity. It's not
Fencing
dangerous.
is an activity. You take the face mask off, sport.
You keep some poking.
Because poking around. Paintball sport. They do have competitive paintball.
Okay, there it is. The competitive.
They do
aspect's
actually
there.
have competitive paintball.
That-
Yeah, I'm in. I'm sold.
So I do know about. They also have competitive nerfing.
It's
As
nerf
well.
or nothing.
It's nerf or nothing, and it's it's the same as LARPing, right? It's got to be cool while you're doing it.
But God, you look like a.
Yeah, that's the
fucking
thing.
loser.
Watching the highlights, like I don't even care if you're like Div 5 at footy. Watching your highlight is so much cooler than watching some dude be like, "Yeah, you see the grass in my hair? I'm a level 7 druid screaming hit."
That's fun.
It's fun though. It's fun when you do it. That's the thing. We've all done it.
Is ultimate frisbee a sport?
I
wouldn't
actually
say.
played ultimate frisbee at a university.
Yeah, okay. Is it a sport?
Is it a sport or activity? Is there an element of
Did
danger?
you,
in
did
it?
you do ultimate frisbee activities or did you do ultimate frisbee sports?
It's an activity.
Thought
There you
so.
It is 100% active. There's not even referees. Here's how much of an activity it is. At the highest level, it's self-refereed. It's a sport that works on the honor system, which I hate because I only like sports that you cheat in. I do, genuinely. F1, I fucking love it. Why? Everyone cheats. Baseball, literally, there's a 15-year era of baseball that is referred to as the steroid era, where every motherfucker was walking around with 35 kilos of muscles they shouldn't have had.
I would love that.
Yep. NRL, I love it.
I was thinking about it earlier, though, because we're talking about swimming still. Could you imagine a swimming competition, but no one knows how to swim? I'd watch it.
I'd watch that because it'd be funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. It was on one of the shorter-lived shows we did. You missed it. We did speak about the Olympics and things like that. I think, were you there for it?
I don't remember. Well, it was either me or you.
Yeah. Long story short, the best thing I'd like to see in the Olympics is that there's just one person taken from the grandstand that has to compete as like a measuring stick for everything, which was an original suggestion of Dave's. But I did point out that's horrible if you're sitting in the boxing ring.
I have a story about that.
Okay.
Santino!
No.
But Santino.
I know where you're going with that, but no, there's a preseason match from the 70s that West Ham played in. And they're playing like a fucking 5th division team, warming up. And their striker is, really shit. So he's starting to try and get some practice in. And there's this one fan in the ground screaming at the manager. It's like, he's shit, just take him off. You could put literally anyone in the field, in this grandstand, on the field, and they'd do better. Fucker tears his hamstring in the first 5 minutes. So the manager walks over to old mate who has been giving him shit since warm-up and says, hey, do you want to play? Do you want to prove yourself wrong? The guy goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, he's done for the game. I need a striker. Take him up the tunnel, get him trained, give him some boots, and let's see what you can do, mate. Fucker walks onto the field and scores a goal.
Walk-on goal.
No. He plays a bit of the game and scores a goal, but it's just funny to say. Walked on the field, scores a goal by the end of the match.
Oh, I love it.
The fact that someone in the fans like, put me on, I'd fucking do a better job. And the coach finally crazy like, righto then, and he does. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Because there's also that story. What's the team that wears white and black stripes up and down?
Newcastle.
In like the 90s where they were like, they'd play shadow play, they called it, where it's like, okay, you're starting however many people play soccer, go out and they kick the
11.
ball around. 11. Essentially, they go, okay, so we're playing against no one, and we were in a losing streak at the moment. So he goes, I tip the ball off, and I kick it to the other striker. The striker passes it back to the midfielder. The midfielder goes, fantastic, kicks it backwards again. Mind you, no one else is on the field. The goalie hasn't got his gloves on. He's not paying attention. The ball goes in. They're down 0-1, playing against no one. It's old school Newcastle story. Yeah, where the coach is literally on the sideline, like rocking in his seat, like, how the fuck are we losing 1-0 and we're not playing anybody? Like... The player in question was just like, he was not real fucking happy with us when we came off training that day. He's just like, we're shit.
But I do want to bring up Santino. I love this. I love this story. So I don't care if it's a plant. I know it's fake.
I don't know this.
So in 2007, WWE Raw went to Milan, Italy. And it was Umaga, wasn't it?
Nope.
No. Umaga was the champion at the time.
I thought it was Bobby Lashley.
No. It was Umaga because Vince came out with him and Vince and Umaga would say...
But I swear Bobby was involved in this.
Yeah, Bobby is involved in it. I'll get to it.
Okay, my bad. Okay, yep.
So Umaga, the Samoan... The guy that came out with 4 paint on and grunted like he was a wild Samoan.
Yeah. The horribly racist Samoan.
The very
character.
racist.
The one that they brought in.
The handler was Cuban. But he comes down, he's there with Vince, and Vince is like, this man's unbeatable. He's beaten everyone in the back. So let's see if he can beat someone in the crowd. And he pulls out Santino Marella, who takes his shirt off and is like, I'm fucking tough. Kid from developmental, obviously.
Oh, by the way, Andy forgot one thing. It was a title match.
Oh,
I was
okay.
getting to that.
So
So
you get Santino from the crowd.
yeah, and Vince is like, this is an intercontinental title match. Bell rings. Umaga starts kicking the living piss out of this guy. Bobby Lashley runs in, kicks the shit out of Umaga while the ref's down, puts Santino on top. 1, 2, 3. Santino's the new intercontinental champion.
Now, question. Clearly, a plant.
Clearly a plant, obviously.
Did we ever see Santino again?
Yes.
Repeatedly. He
Okay.
became famous throughout this because
As a wrestler or as the dude they just wheel out of the crowd whenever
So
they
he,
needed one?
he became a very good comedy wrestler.
Okay.
the Cobra.
He goes from being a shit-eating heel who's running away from everyone, including Stone Cold Steve. He called him like Stone Cold Steve Austin or something, like something really fucked, like Stone's Cold or something like that. Shit-eating heel gets Maria, who's like a hot redhead, by his side because she's really dumb or some shit. Anyway, he peters out. He then creates the Cobra, and he gets over with the fans by slapping his arm, making his arm look like a cobra, and spike in the neck.
There is the 3 steps
Never
to the
been
Cobra.
Never been beaten. If he hits the Cobra, it's 1, 2, 3. He wins. It was more protected than fucking John Cena's move.
Because it was like he used the Cobra and it attacked the vein in
Oh,
the
no.
neck.
And the neck, to the point where he pulled out a full sleeve, put it on his thing, and it's a fucking cobra. And this move was so protected that in 2012, he is the second last man in the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight title. And he hits the fucking cobra, and everyone's like, they're putting the title on Santino right before Mania. And no, he finally gets kicked out of, and Brian wins it by being a shit-eating heel.
It was the best.
It was great.
I can't believe I've never encountered this man in my life before.
He's very he's not really Italian, but he puts it on really great. So John Jana was how we pronounce John Cena.
Okay, so we're watching some Santino highlights later.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite funny.
All right.
Forming Glamorella.
Yeah, with Beth Phoenix, Edge's wife. That's got to be the greatest thing. Like, he's with like this big burly woman who ends up becoming Edge's actual wife and
Real
mother. Yeah, and mother of Edge's child.
Edge is still just, for me, he's always going to be the greatest.
Yeah,
The intro, the music, the
there's
whole
everything
thing,
about him.
the hair.
He doesn't have the hair anymore.
I know. But when he was getting ready to leave the first time, he got rid of the hair as well.
No. He got rid of it after.
Oh, right.
Hold on. There's one story we forgot about Santino.
Which one?
Miss WrestleMania.
Oh, fuck, yeah. The 25th anniversary of WrestleMania, they do this big battle royal with all the women. And it's like a Miss WrestleMania contest or something. Santino wins it as Santina Morella.
He failed to qualify for the Money in the Bank match. So his girlfriend at the time, still Beth Phoenix, he comes out and eliminates her and wins.
And literally acted like a transvestite woman the rest of the year. It was great until they killed her off.
Dude,
He was not a good-looking woman.
This is just some kid who's like, well, I'm probably never going to be a superstar, but I know how to make a career out of this.
Yeah.
Like, wrestling's not easy. It's a very physically demanding activity.
And you just got to get over with the audience.
Yeah.
Once you're over with the audience, you'll be successful.
It's such a weird relationship they have in...
You've just got to get a reaction. It doesn't matter what sort of reaction, as Dominic Mysterio is currently proving.
Do they hate Dominic at the moment?
He gets a mic, the crowd goes nuclear. You can't hear a word he says. He is so hated because he turned on his father.
Oh, yeah, right.
literally one of the greatest marketing things WWE's done in a very long time.
He is great, and they paired him with the goth Aussie chick. So she's his mammy,
What's her name?
Rhea Ripley.
I haven't heard of her before.
She's new.
Relatively new, but you'll recognize her because she's popped up in a shit ton of memes.
Was it
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley. But yeah, no, she comes out with the I'm Your Mummy shirt because it's a rip-off of the Eddie Guerrero I'm Your Pappy shirt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
She thick.
I'm pretty sure she's the definition of can crush your head in between her legs.
Yeah.
Like
They
a
actually
watermelon.
asked her recently, I was like, what's your favorite thing to do with Dominic? She goes, you know what it is. And then they hard cut to her face. She's like, fuck.
Do we actually want to talk about sports now?
Wrestling is a sport. I feel like that was
It
successful.
is a sport.
Nah, it's an activity.
Well, to be fair, you brought it up by screaming Santino about 20 minutes ago, which causes me going like, who are we talking about? So let's do a run around the NRL.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Thursday night.
Yeah, baby.
Thursday.
So you successfully got rid of the spoon.
Spoon bowl, baby.
For now,
Yes.
because if the Tigers can find, one win, you guys are back in last.
Yeah. Yes. But we beat the Tigers at Wynn Stadium.
To a crowd of 3.
Yes. No, weirdly enough, my partner and I were watching from home. And
So a crowd of 1 this time.
Actually, you know what? We are pretty good in foreign fans. If we just, we're fine. Tigers are getting it this year. Tigers have 12 points. We have 16.
Okay, yeah, you're fine then. I thought you were just 1 win ahead.
Their for and against is negative 199. We're 133.
Negative?
Yep.
No, yeah, bro.
Positive.
Yeah.
We are positive 133 and coming second last.
Yeah. Fantastic game.
Third last.
Third,
There's
yeah.
17. You said second.
Sorry, Bulldogs, right?
Yeah, the doggies exist.
Yeah, but you know what? Bulldogs, they are going to be in front of us.
I don't think so. They're playing pretty bad at the moment.
Remember who you're talking about here?
Yeah, is it?
Doggies actually have a bye up their sleeve. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We just used all ours. I think we're done.
Yeah, you
We've
used 3.
We're all buyed out. Speaking of buyouts,
You can't bet on the Tigers to win the premiership anymore.
No, they've actually objectively lost. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone else is at $501. Tigers nothing.
you're not allowed to put the bet
Isn't
on
it
it.
like 1 or 2 more games and that's it? Like the bottom 4's done?
I think the bottom 4's already done.
No, but like objectively.
mathematically, it's
Mathematically,
coming to
probably.
the cutoff soon.
Oh, no, Titans are still fine. They got 20 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're fucked. We are already 8 points behind, 4 games. Man, it's not mathematical at this point.
And we've
but
got
might as well
Storm coming up as well. We've
we?
got some teams coming because we're playing at Win this weekend as well.
Yeah, but you're playing Manly, who I wouldn't want to be playing right now.
No, and that's the thing. So I got.
I say that, and next week we're playing fucking Manly.
How'd you boys do on the weekend? You got a win, didn't you?
Yeah, but I don't count it as a good win because as soon as Jaden Campbell came on the field, we went to shit. 36-0 without Jaden Campbell on the field, 18-0 to the Titans when Jaden Campbell came on the field.
He's a good.
He's a good little half. He should be starting this week, and I don't know if he is.
Who did you have starting?
Jaden Campbell plays for the Titans. Roosters had their standard team except for Victor Radley, who went out with a hamstring strain.
Right.
So there's talent in that team when they play shit teams.
Yeah.
There's going to be a clean out at the end of the year. That's all I can say. It has to be. If they don't clean out, they're worse than the Bulls.
Wait, did you say halfback or fullback?
He said just.
I thought because I said fullback and then I thought you said halfback.
He
I
just said
thought he-
half in general.
He came on in the half. He replaced Tanner
Oh
Boyd.
yeah. I was about to say,
So
'cause he's
it was a
gun
halfback.
Fullback.
He is a gun fullback, but he came on and replaced Tanner Boyd with 18 minutes to go, and he just lit the Roosters up.
Speaking of gun fullbacks, Sloan.
Yep.
Bro.
Hey, let me just what's that? That's my line right here. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep holding this player down.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to point out the fact that he did do most of the good work leading up to that, and a lot of it after. It's the first time I've seen Sloan actually become like a swing player for the Dragons line. I was like, okay, he actually looks kind of comfortable. Way too comfortable laying on that dude. Get the fuck up. Then got binned, got cheered off, came back, still played fine. I was happy.
I do have one real negative thing to say. Ravalawa's still got to stop coming up off that wing.
Oh, my Lord.
That just I've never seen a wing exposed like he does when he guns out. I'll give it to him. He sometimes gets a tackle, but more often than not,
The players run around because he's not that quick, is he?
and then he'll come out. Don't get me wrong. His explosive speed is disgusting. He is like a cat out of hell, a bat out of hell.
but can he chase down a winger when he's got a?
No, not over distance.
Because he's got thunder thighs.
And also, that's the thing. When he comes out, he normally connects with someone. It's just very, very rare that person's still holding the ball. It's normally being passed to the outside.
Or he's got a fucking loose arm that's coming out and just misses.
Just hits him in the face. Lomax played incredibly well.
Yep.
Good to see that back.
How do you feel about Flanagan telling Sullivan he can go?
I hate it, but I guess if you've got a half back there and you've already forced one of them to stay and they both wanted to go, either Hunt was going or Sullivan was going. Dragons clearly picked Hunt with the experience, right? There wasn't room for two. I hate it. But, once they kind of forced Hunt to stay, what else was Jaden supposed to do? He's ready for a regular jersey. I don't think anyone can critique the fact that this young talent's ready to come onto the field. But if you're sitting there at the Dragons losing
week in, week
by
out.
a lot, week in, week out, sitting behind Ben Hunt, who's fantastic to learn from, obviously. But, I'm signing with another team.
As Andy said to me recently, he was in talks with the team today.
Yeah, he met up with the Tigers today.
Hunty or Sullivan?
Sullivan.
Yeah.
Who they're looking for a half.
They are looking for a genuine half.
And as I was saying to him, and it's been talked about, especially with Gallen, they're really thinking Tigers can be dangerous next year if they're doing shit like this, and it's looking up for them.
It is, especially with who they've already brought together. Appy's been a massive get for that team.
The fact he re-signed with them very recently too.
Yeah. Makes, there's clearly
He sees a
belief
future.
there.
Yeah.
Bringing on...
Who else? They got another big name next year, didn't they?
They laughed from this year. They brought across Isaiah Papali'i.
That was big.
It was big. Hasn't really come about, but he's sitting
They're
there
not.
good to
They're
go.
not exploding Papali'i how the Eels did. Eels played Papali'i so well it made him explosive again.
Yep.
Our Tigers aren't doing that, and I think it comes down to the fact their halves don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly. So you brought those people in. You've got some good guys sitting on the bench waiting. Like Dewey's going to come back after his ACL.
I don't think Dewey stays.
You reckon he heads?
I reckon they cut him loose because this is his second ACL since he signed with them.
Oh, true. The only reason I'd see him getting a lifeline extended is simply because you've got Brooks now. You're saying he can go to open market.
Well, Brooks has already gone to open market and been picked up.
Yep. That's the only reason I'd see him staying, though, is the fact that since they've got rid of Brooks, you now have space and room for Dewey.
Yeah, but my thing is earlier this year they were talking about, when they were talking about the clean out of the Tigers, Dewey's name was at the top. So it makes me feel like Sheens and Benji might not see a future with him.
According to Nothing But League, Dewey is the first name listed as staying.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's Brooks. Everything had to swing on Brooks at the start of the year, man.
Is that for this year? No. So
That's 2024.
But what I was saying is earlier this year they had a number of names on the cutting block, including people who were signed for next year.
Yeah. But this is it says for
Yeah, that's in alphabetical order, by the way, by first names.
Yeah, okay. But as of July 2nd,
He's safe, but we all know contracts in the NRL aren't
Mean
worth the
nothing.
paper they were written on.
No, they're not.
They're like Formula One contracts.
It's like any sport contract. If you can just argue enough, they'll either get rid of you. You just have to post
Yeah, it is
stupid shit.
Just do an Israel Folau.
Oh, bruh. That killed his career nicely. And well deserved, I'd say. Now, there's something going on with the board and the players, isn't there, Andy?
Well, yeah, so the RLPA is in arguments with the NRL over the CBA. They don't think they're getting enough out of it, even though they're getting a 30% pay rise. Minimum wage is being raised to $100K per year. Average salary in the NRL will be $400,000 per year. They're getting 9 weeks holidays, but they're arguing it's not enough.
Because at the start of the year, they were having this argument. And
It's been ongoing since about 2020.
Yep.
Or
I remember
2021.
one of the big key points of it at the start of the year, though, in particular, was allocations made to the NRLW side of things. Is that still in effect?
That's still part of what they're pushing for. But now it's actually detrimental to the NRLW because, as you know, there's the media boycott. So they're only allowed to talk to media Monday, Tuesday, and then from Wednesday onwards, they're not allowed to speak to media, including post-match and pre-match, which means the NRLW that's trying to get little girls into the NRL
can't interview them.
They can't interview them, and they can't push for, to see their heroes that are playing really well, like Millie Boyle and that.
So what's the go with the media boycott? Is that come from the Players
It's come
Association?
from the RPLA. So what it boils down to is they're trying to punish the NRL and the media broadcasters for this. But what it actually is, what I conspire that it is, the rugby league players don't know what the fuck they're striking about, so they're trying to keep them out of the media as much as possible so someone doesn't say something stupid.
Not a bad shout. Honestly, not a bad shout, because that's look, it's the one thing you kind of don't want to do is you have your expert whose whole job is playing the game, then turn around and talk the legalese of it. Like, that's why you have the lawyers. So I understand the marketing aspect. That whole, I guess, your conspiracy, which is very believable.
Well, it was brought up on NRL 360 last night. They were literally like, I reckon they don't know what they're striking over, and the reason they're not allowed to talk to the media is because they're too stupid to know what they're striking about.
Yeah, in some ways, I can see.
It was
that
one of the
being part
journalists who said that. That wasn't a direct quote. It was me paraphrasing,
Yeah.
but they did say the word stupid.
Yeah, and honestly, but that's the running joke, right? Like, we've even made jokes about the dumb NRL player, and then we go on to talk about all their other business ventures, like KP's whole essentially image that he uses. Like, he's got his podcast brand and everything associated with that.
Yeah.
But like, I get it. It's not a crazy thing to go as like, all right, no one talk to the media, because if it only takes one person's comments to be taken out of context. And we do it all the time here. We will have whole segments of the show where we go, you know what? We're just not qualified to talk about that.
What do you
Drop
mean
it.
we're not qualified to talk about it? I'm taking you out of context.
But also, it comes down to the point that there are players speaking outside those days as well. They're speaking to the media. Like, they're still talking to journalists every other day, you know what I mean? So, does it really do anything? It just means that the broadcasts of Fox don't get the coverage they want. They can't speak to so-and-so who's just scored 4 tries in a game at the end of the match. Oh, how'd you do? Oh, I gave 110% for the boys.
Do you reckon it's a sign of disunity between the players, though, other than, like, you know, you might have this, as I was saying, like the shadowy figure kind of manipulating the behind the scenes.
That's what I think it is now.
But, like, yeah, it seems almost like some are for it and some are against it. But it
The
seems
ones who are well-versed and well-read on the topics, they seem to be for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like now the RLPA is the one that are the bad guys. They started off as the good guys. But now as it's dragged out and more's come out about it, because the other thing too is Andrew Abdo, the chairman of the NRL or the RLP or whatever,
He's involved.
it's him.
He's an
Peter
executive somewhere.
It's him and Peter V'landys that everyone talks about. Well, Abdo said, I will step away and we'll have a new mediator if Clint Newton, the chairman of the RLPA, also steps away. And they have a new representative. That's been put out there. And Newton said in like the first week of it to Gordon Tallis, yeah, I'll step away if it needs to get this deal done. And now, weeks later, Abdo's come out and said, yeah, I'll step away if he does to get this over the line. And yeah. And they're saying that the NRL's ready to listen, pick up the phone, sort of thing.
So, I guess what started out as like good representation has quickly turned into what it normally does at these levels, just a little pissing match between two
That's
men
what
at
it
the
seems
top.
like now. And it's going to be detrimental because now the players are saying, yeah, we won't turn up to the Daily M's, which means the Daily M's won't be held this year. And there's a very good shot that Sean Johnson is one of the top contenders for it, and Sean fucking deserves it the way he's been playing.
But with a little bit of positive swing to it, they're not fully ruling it out yet.
They haven't fully ruled it out, but the fact that they're threatening it is not good.
But DC is looking hopeful.
Last time they threatened it, Craig Gower missed out on his only chance at a Daily M in 2003. He played a phenomenal season.
They just decided not to give it, not even just to announce it.
No,
they
they
the whole that's
the whole thing for a similar thing. They were trying to get something out of the NRL. The NRL said, fine, fucking no Daily M this year.
Wow. Okay, so I guess we'll keep an eye on it.
It's a developing story. I haven't looked at it much today, but it's ongoing and developing.
Do you believe that if the Dally M's were removed by the NRL as a reaction once again, do you believe that this time there would be a greater reaction from the players comparative to the 2003 season with this view of there's the unions behind them trying to push them a bit more?
It's not a union. It's an association.
Sorry, an association.
No,
sorry.
but it actually brings up my next point because Clint Newton was down in Melbourne recently speaking to union bosses.
Oh.
So, it's an association. It's not a union. It's not like they're, what is, because of the way it is, it's not like it's deducted from their salary after it hits their pay. It's deducted from their salary before it hits their account, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so they're not taxed on it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a union per se, yet they're acting like they are union bosses and stuff.
So you believe that, but there could be a potentiality for an actual union to be formed?
I don't think they have. I don't know if you could form a union.
Oh, hey man, there's like, if you got the time and resources, you can form a union for anything. Like, if it's a profession, if it's something that requires regulation and stipulation within contracts, there is always going to be negotiation room for a union as a representative, because then you don't get situations like this.
I get that, but also the other thing is what where do the players draw a line? Do they end up striking over the off season and potentially into next season because they're not getting what they want? Which,
That's
mind
the
you,
reaction.
the NRL's put forward quite a lot of, really positive things. So I don't know what they're pushing for. Like I said, minimum wage, $100,000 for a top 30 player. Average wage for an NRL player is $400,000 a year. They're putting more money towards other projects and stuff. They're giving them what they want. I think it comes down to the amount of games per year.
Is it too much or too little?
I think so. I'm trying to remember what Abdo said on 360 when it first started. I think he said that what they were offering is...
He's a chief executive, by the way.
Chief executive, thank you. He said that what they offered was for any more than 2 extra games getting added to an NRL season, they'd consult the players, but the players want them to consult them on any games being added to the season. I think that's a big sticking point for them, from memory. I'm walking around in circles here, but I think I'm getting the point across.
Yeah,
No,
most
you're
definitely.
making
Like,
sense,
I'm
man.
currently looking through the article to see if there's more stuff that we can reference about it.
That'd be helpful because
Yeah.
my brain's running low. All I know is that it's come down to a pissing match between Abdo and Newton, and it seems like Newton's losing.
Yeah, that's where my head was at on it. As for the actual arguments going forward and back, pretty disconnected from where I'm sitting at.
But
the
also,
moment.
like, they get 9 weeks holidays and getting paid an average of $400,000 a year. What's there to complain about?
Ooh,
What
Yeah.
is there to complain about?
I have actually there is another thing that they're trying to go for.
What is it?
It involves Origin.
Is it moving it towards the end of the season?
It's moving it so it's concurrent.
So 3 games in a row.
Bingo. So less impact on the season.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't hate
yeah,
it.
I don't.
It gives a nice break. Wait, is it still mid-season or is it end of season?
It doesn't say. It just says one of the things that ARLC and the RLPA may discuss is the future of Origin scheduling, with plenty of calls for the series to be played over 3 consecutive Wednesdays to lessen the impact on the NRL competition.
That sounds like it's in season. So you just pull your stars out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't see a big issue at all.
Okay, you get selected you pick a 25-man squad at the start of Origin. Those players aren't available for your club for the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and like it would get results.
Yeah.
And it would be it would also be just like, it becomes more of a festival. Like, okay, Origin's on, we only get it for a couple of weeks because like we get really excited for the build-up of Origin, but then 6-7 weeks in when it's already over and there's still a game to go, like motivation's dead.
Yeah, the motivation this year was dead for us. Like,
Yeah, by the third one, we were just like,
I didn't even watch it.
You didn't watch it, and that was the worst part about it too. But here's the thing: if it was just back to back to back, even if we'd already lost,
We'd still watch it?
Yeah.
yes,
It's the footy that's on.
Yeah.
We just watched it last week.
'Cause
I
it's
want to
on.
know what happened.
Yeah, because it's on. But
it's on.
when it's 9 weeks after the first game, we've already lost. It's like, fuck, I'm
Yeah.
done.
And like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool having it within the 3 concurrent weeks because you can't, and like, I don't know if this will be a bad change or anything, not allowing to edit the teams. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Pick
yeah.
a 25-man squad.
and like, but because I kind of hate, like, you get it, you know, you're
Chopping
like,
and changing and
like,
stuff.
we'll see what works, but it can kind of then deliberate to the point where you're getting a fragmented players in throughout the 3 games and nothing's working because they're just not getting enough time together, where by the 3rd game you might have a more cohesive team.
What I'd suggest is you have a 25-man squad. You pick a third half. You pick a couple backs, couple forwards, reserve half, and a reserve dummy half. And then if injuries happen and you need to make a selection and you don't have the players in that reserve, then you can bring an extra man in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying a top 25, because all the NRL squads top 30. You know what I mean? So just take 5 away. You don't need to play them. And if you're not going to play them that week or going forward, you can release them back to their NRL club to play on the weekend or something.
Yeah, I think that's a better idea overall.
We solved
see.
Origin.
Again, we're good at fixing things over at this show. But look, let's leave the actual NRL there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless anyone watched any other games they wanted to
I
bring
watched
up.
the Warriors,
game was actually pretty good. Like, that was down to the wire. They shouldn't have been as close as it was by far.
I turned it on with 5 minutes to go or something, and 15 minutes to go, and the Warriors had it in the bag. Like,
It was like 20-10.
yeah. And then in the last 5 minutes, the Raiders pulled 2 tries out of their arse to tie the game up, and Croker misses the kick to win it.
It was a fantastic kick by the Warriors, though.
Yeah. And then, Sean Johnson gets a fucking cracker from right in front for a field goal.
I
top quality.
did watch the field goal ending. I watched like the last 5 minutes, which was very, very exciting.
It was
They were
int-
just over the moon.
Both
about
those
it.
tries at the end for the Raiders, though, both of them were unreal. Just out of nowhere.
It's just what the Raiders are like, though. They will seriously play one game of football for 40 minutes and then play a different game for the next 40.
It's
They
ridiculous.
do it all the time. First game of this year was
Mm.
them and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys came out and went like 26 points up in the first half.
And then the Raiders won
And
it.
the Raiders won it. Because it was just, they just do it. I don't know what Sticky does at halftime or like how it just comes together.
He gives them Jordan's special water from what is it, Space Jam. Do you remember the special water?
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that movie in a very long time. Cocaine. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
the fun powder.
But
Couple
mixed
of
in water.
nose hydrations.
But you know what? I think that's a fantastic way to end
Yes.
talking about cocaine.
It is how I do envision parts of my life ending.
Fair.
Anyway, we're on social media at Bums on the Bench everywhere. We don't have a website anymore. We took that down because we didn't do anything on it.
Yep.
And check us out on YouTube. All our stuff now ends up on YouTube.
That's how we have an Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got an Instagram.
I showed
It's on
you
social
that.
media.
I know, but I wanted to highlight that to people to make them remember that because we never talk about it.
Instagram at Bums on the
Instagram,
Bench.
Twitter.
Is it Twitter? Is it Twitter anymore?
Comedy's back, baby.
Isn't it X now?
No,
Let's not
X
start
videos.
this. It's X movies.
No,
One of them.
I saw those in primary school. I know what that site is. We'll talk about Twitter next week or whatever it's called. See ya.
Bye.
Love you.